How
Yeah,
should we start this? Do
I
you,
don't
do you
know.
want to start it or I can
I,
start it?
whatever you want. I figured we would just make it like 30 minutes at least.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's been so
Uh,
long ago.
yeah. It's been a bit over a month.
Yeah.
Um,
Better late than
yeah.
never.
Yeah. Welcome everybody, whoever's listening to this, or
A month
watching, I
after
guess.
its
Yeah, a month
release.
after. This is our review on the Blue Beetle movie. We saw it both a while ago. It's kind of been hard finding time to get together to record this.
Yes. I mean, now it's only two of us currently.
Yes. Yes. Oh yeah. Welcome back to B-roll thoughts.
Yes. I need to change that in YouTube. Figured I'll just
Oh,
change it when
my
we upload
dog's
this
walking in the
one.
background.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you want to read the? I mean, I have the synopsis. Do you want to do the synopsis?
I'll do the synopsis.
All right.
Let me get that synopsis for you.
Okay, I'm gonna read it
No,
then. If
I
you,
got it. I just got just looking for it.
I have it in my notes.
Well, I also have it in my Google. All right, I got it. Jamie Reyes suddenly finds.
It's Jaime.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'll cut this out. Jaime Reyes suddenly finds himself in possession of an ancient relic of alien biotechnology called the Scarab. When the Scarab chooses Jaime to be its symbiotic host, he's bestowed with an incredible suit of armor that's capable of extraordinary and unpredictable powers, forever changing his destiny as he becomes the superhero Blue Beetle. How's that?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's been a
David,
while.
when did you see it?
I think I saw it the weekend it came out, but I think it was like a Saturday.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember. It's been so long at this point.
Honestly,
Uh,
I saw it three
but
weeks
I
after
mean,
it came out, and I thought I saw it 2 weeks, but I was like, oh no, I skipped a week.
but I did buy the Blue Beetle popcorn backpack.
Do you have it on you?
Let me get it really quick.
Just gotta preface this.
So, oh, so at AMC, I ended up buying this,
That looks cool.
and so like, yeah, they essentially they would put the popcorn in here. Oh, I'm trying to make sure I open it properly. Oh, this way.
That's a good thing you didn't rip it.
Yeah, so it's a popcorn backpack, but
Oh,
I'm hella disappointed just because they never put the popcorn in here. They just straight up just gave me the backpack and gave me a bucket of popcorn, and I was like, this.
did you put it in the backpack though?
No, because they gave me the backpack still wrapped in this packaging.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
Well, I mean,
I have to. I
they probably figure that no one's gonna want to dirty up the bag.
Well, like every time I've gone like a popcorn thing, like bucket or bucket or whatever, they always just put it in there for me.
Yeah, but that looks collectible.
I think it is a collectible.
So most people are not gonna fill it with popcorn, and they're just gonna display it or keep it in the packaging.
But yeah, got this for like $20.
It's not bad. I
I'm
mean, at least it comes with straps.
Yeah, I'm still mad though because I was expecting him to put the popcorn in there so I could just grab the
Well,
popcorn and
you should just
eat it.
ripped it open and just pour the popcorn in, staring at them.
I feel like it would have been too much though because the popcorn bucket. Imagine trying to tip that thing over.
That's why you get a funnel.
I mean, they didn't give me a funnel. I didn't have a funnel on me. But yeah. Oh, give me a second. I'm getting messages. Cousin's like constantly messaging.
That's fine.
But yeah. I got the popcorn bucket. Watched it with Claire and two of her friends.
Nice.
Um, yeah, we watched it. I don't know if I guess you could say it's a nicer neighborhood of LA. It was like somewhere near past West Hollywood. I think
Hmm.
closer to like, I think it was like in Beverly Hills, in a mall in Beverly Hills or something. But we it was really just because originally when our friend was trying to find theater to watch it, her friend's like, oh, we it just it was kind of like last minute with them,
Sure.
and so we had to find a theater that I was trying to mainly because I wanted to find a theater that had AMC that had Dolby Atmos.
Dolby Atmos.
So it took some time, and then because a lot of them were like either I think a lot of them were packed, like they're filled up.
Hmm.
So we ended up just finding this one that had Dolby Atmos for the screening. So
There you go. Yeah, I waited too long, and I didn't get the Atmos because there's other movies in there, and I was like, damn it.
yeah,
I'm going with
Dolby
a
Atmos was
smaller
fun.
screen.
It's a fun experience, especially with like action movies. You know, like you feel the vibrations and everything.
Oh, I know. I know.
Yeah.
But to the viewers that don't, where's the camera?
Yeah. I guess we can move ahead with our
The non
quick
spoilers?
review. Yeah, with
Oh,
non spoilers.
well, yeah.
Um,
I like
I
the
mean,
dynamic that they had with the Reyes family,
yeah,
and they kind of they pretty much stayed true to the Mexican culture
yeah.
because
I
every
agree.
moment he was embarrassed, I
Yeah,
felt embarrassed for him.
yeah.
And then I
I
remembered how my mom, who's from Mexico, would do the
yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, I enjoy the family dynamic. I will say I was annoyed with his sister in the beginning of the movie. She just felt a bit obnoxious.
Oh yeah,
So she took some time for
definitely.
me to get used to. Like I was like, oh, this girl would annoy me so much if she was my sister.
Yeah, same.
Cause she has this bit of she's obnoxious and has like slightly smartass kind of personality
Hmm.
that I found kind of annoying. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like this character at all.
But at the end, did you like her, or you're like, nah,
In
still?
the end, I thought she was okay. In the end, not spoiling anything right now, but it
Of
is
course.
kind of her fault that Jaime got the beetle on his back. You know, not
Yeah, but I mean,
right.
that's good.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's kind of her fault because because we'll get into it
We'll get into it in the
when
spoilers,
we go
but
into
yeah,
spoilers.
I know what you mean.
But yeah, um, but yeah, I enjoy the family dynamic. I like the dad.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, the dad was like he was like the backbone of that family
He
like
was.
dynamic, right? He was basically like the guy that for his kids, he was the one that the family basically all kind of looked up to,
Hmm.
right? To a degree. Yeah. I I also want to point out George Lopez is a great addition to this movie just
Yeah.
cuz I feel like because you have George Lopez and he is a comedian like you know, he's been doing comedy and movies for a long time. I do think he has that skill of knowing when to not be funny and when to be funny. Like he has that he knows when to how to balance it out
Right. Yeah. And
throughout the movie.
I don't know. For me, in the beginning, I thought he was just always gonna wisecrack,
Yeah.
but yeah, turned out he didn't.
He plays kind of like this kooky uncle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's like always against the man.
Right. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Honestly, for someone like that, and he has like a brand new Toyota Tacoma.
Sorry, my dog
He's
just
just
knocked
looking
over
at you.
something.
Yeah.
No, because he knocked something over.
Yeah, that's fine. I would expect him to drive like a hand me down or a used Toyota Tacoma, not like a brand new
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
So that one was
Yeah,
like, I don't know, that fit the character description.
yeah. I also like the he had like the long beard and how he dressed like with these shorts and
Hmm.
everything, and how he comes up with these like inventions that he says he trusts more than like the bigger brand companies, right? Like,
Yeah.
he trusts his devices, even though like all you do is like turn on the engine, you gotta kick it to get it to work.
Hey man, that's how you know. At least it works. So he trusted
Yeah.
it.
I also liked Xolo, the kid that plays Blue Beetle.
Hmm.
Like I'm the first thing I remember seeing him in was Cobra Kai. So I thought it was cool that he got to have this role as Jaime Reyes, which and also have that character be like the first Latino superhero to get it, like to basically, you know, lead his own film.
Yeah.
So that was, I thought it was cool. Interesting thing, quick thing.
Hmm.
The guy that directed Blue Beetle,
Yeah.
apparently he says originally he tried to pitch a movie for Bane,
Oh.
because Bane in the comics is luchador,
Yep. He's from Mexico.
right? Yeah, which I still find weird that they had, they changed it in the Dark Knight movies.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, right. Because
But
in the what was it, Batman and Robin with Mister Freeze and
yeah,
Poison Ivy,
yeah, yeah,
Bane
yeah.
was there.
Yeah, he's a luchador, but then you go to
Yeah,
the Dark Knight, like Dark Knight Rises, he's like British, right? Kind of kind of vague, but he has a British accent.
well, I mean that's just because the actor has a British accent,
Yeah, but Tom Hardy does like American accents all the time.
I
I,
guess.
I still find it
But
weird that
also,
they, because we're
gosh,
going on a tangent here,
yeah,
but
we're at tangent.
yeah, the director originally wanted to do Bane, and the, essentially Warner Brothers DC at the time were like, oh no, we're not really that interested, but we actually are interested, like trying to make this Blue Beetle project,
Mm-hmm.
and so he kind of hopped on from there.
He was like, well, it's still
Um,
Mexico.
yeah, yeah, kind of, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
because they filmed this movie in Puerto Rico.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so they filmed it there. I do find it interesting. Because Sholo, I saw an interview. He says he didn't have to screen test for the movie. They just kind of like he talked with the director. He knew that he met the director at like some party or something or some event,
Yeah,
and I guess through like conversations and talks, he just got offered the role. So
networking at its finest.
yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Um, yeah. I will say though, hopping off of talking about the family stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like the villains were a bit generic,
You know what?
right? A little
I,
bit,
I see what you mean. It's got the cookie cutter,
yeah.
but that ending I did not expect.
Yeah. The ending I did not expect,
Yeah,
but the way they were portrayed, it just felt a bit like
yeah.
you know what,
I mean,
like
it's also a
you could
comic, you
true,
know.
true,
You're gonna get
true,
that cookie cutter villain, but at least, as for me, the plot of it all didn't seem cookie cutter or
yeah,
generic.
yeah,
It seemed really well done.
yeah. I agree. I did like the background they gave for one of the villains, like the reveal about it.
Yeah.
Um, because I don't remember the name of the villain. Do you remember the name of the villain?
No, I don't.
Because I know one is played by Susan Sarandon,
Yeah, the
who, yeah.
the aunt, the
Let me look
evil
it up really
aunt.
quick. Yeah, the evil ants.
Mm,
Because there's a girl in this movie who her character's name is Jenny Cord, who in the I mean it's not really spoilers to me because
yeah,
but she ends up being like Jaime's love interest.
yeah,
But
right.
I do find it weird how she's Susan Sarandon's niece because she has like she's supposed to be this girl that's my understanding is like born in Brazil, but her family is like essentially international,
Well, I mean, we don't know what her
right?
mom looks like,
No, true. It's just because she has
so
this kind of like this thick, to a
Brazilian accent.
degree, yeah, Brazilian accent.
Well, in the movies, they did say she's from Brazil.
Yeah, that's true. But it's just to me like, and then you see her aunt played by Susan Sarandon doesn't have
Well,
like,
we also see her dad.
well, kind of. We don't
Well,
know who.
like
Yeah,
portraits of her dad.
yeah,
I mean, I'm
true,
half white, so
true. But yeah, so like we have Susan Sarandon who plays Victoria
hmm
Cord, who is essentially the villain, one of the villains of the movie.
yeah,
She runs this big company called Cord Industries. And then we have this other villain played by Raul Max Trujillo. Trujillo. I'm hoping I'm not butchering his name. He plays
It's probably
Ignacio
Rugio.
Carapax, who's also known as Omac, like the
Oh,
character.
Mac.
Yeah, the two villains. I like the reveal of at least one of their backstories.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, like the way they were kind of portrayed, I do feel was a bit not. It's not like a knock on it, but it is a bit of a cookie cutter, villain portrayals.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's hard to make. I mean, it's so easy to make cookie cutter villains because there's so
Yeah,
many of them out there.
yeah, but I mean,
Oh wait,
yeah,
you want
true.
like a Christopher Nolan Bane type villain?
No, I
He's
don't
like,
want a
I
Christopher
was
Nolan
molded
Bane
by
type villain.
it.
I
You know?
I was molded by it. No,
I
I don't
was
want that.
molded by it.
I wanted I'm trying to think what I wanted something more of in lieu of like I mean I'm sure when people hear it they're like ugh, but it's more so like I kind of wanted more of like a Man of Steel Zod villain where like you don't agree with them, but you understand why they do what they're doing.
Oh,
You know?
yeah. Well, I guess, but can't always have that villain.
True.
Then that would
It's
be the cookie cutter villain.
what?
Yeah, if you always have that type of villain, then it
Oh,
will
then to
be
be
the
Cookie
cookie
Cutter. Yeah.
cutter
Yeah.
villain.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So, man,
Yeah. There's also like I had just mentioned like the romance between Jaime and
hmm
Jenny. I do at least for me, I felt like that romance was kind of forced,
I mean,
right? A little
I
bit.
guess a little bit.
It feels a bit
Yeah.
forced. Uh,
Well, yeah. I mean,
that was the only
I guess they're
thing
like, we
that
gotta rush this.
yeah, like I felt like you could like I was like oh they could have prolonged this to like the next like story or whatever.
Yeah, but everyone wants like a happy ending type of thing.
True, true. But with all that said, I also really enjoyed how they showcased Blue Beetle's powers.
Same,
You know,
dude.
apparently, I think I read it. The director said a lot of the ways they thought about how to show his abilities and his
hmm
powers were based off of the Injustice video games.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so like they looked at how they did the attacks in the video games, and then they just kind of implemented it in the movies,
See, that's nice. That's the
right?
yeah. We need more of that.
Oh, and another thing I wanted to mention was his suit. I really liked Jaime Reyes' Blue Beetle suit and the
hmm
fact that it was a practical suit, not
Right?
like so like but for example with the Flash, even
Yeah.
though it was practical, they CGI'd over it.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Same thing with Spider-Man. Like it's practical, but then they CGI over it to smooth it out to make it look more like
I'll be
comic
honest.
booky.
At least with Spider-Man, you can't really tell as
I
much.
I think the thing is because with the Flash, you have that thing where his mouth is there,
That's
his eyes are
true.
there, so it's kind of
Yeah.
harder because now you have the floating head effect, right?
Right.
Whereas with Blue Beetle, you don't really have that because it's a practical suit, and the only times
hmm
they really CGI stuff is when his eyes move or when his
Yeah.
mouth is moving. But I like that they kind of showed like when even when his mouth moves, it has like mechanics to it to allow that movement of the jaw and stuff. Um, yeah, the suit was great. I
Yeah, I
I
really
liked
liked that a
it.
lot.
Yeah. Comedy was great. I enjoyed the comedy. It was a bit campy at times, but I enjoyed it. Um,
It's gonna be campy. Oh, uh, why? Okay, it will be campy at times,
yeah.
but
Um,
still a pretty good movie.
yeah,
I
I really enjoyed it.
We can probably give our ratings, then we can move on to spoilers.
Yeah.
I got quite a bit for spoilers.
I I I I I rate it around 8.5, I think, personally. I really
Honestly,
enjoyed it. It was fun. It was like nice representation. I like sitting there, I felt like as an someone with an ethnic background, you can also relate to the family dynamic,
oh yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Um but yeah, I think for me 8.5. 8
Honestly,
8.5.
I'd give it an 8.5 as well.
Yeah.
Just because, I can definitely relate. Because you know that scene where they all drop Jaime off at
Yeah.
his new job.
Yeah, yeah,
My parents did that to me.
yeah.
I was like, shit. So yeah, I can
Yeah,
agree.
my
Can
family
relate.
did not do that for me, thank God.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
uh,
So
yeah, I guess we can move on to spoilers.
cool. This is the spoiler section.
Yeah.
Spoiler. Spoiler.
Yeah, I mean, for people who listen to it on
Spoiler.
a
Will
podcast
Robinson.
form,
Spoiler.
if you're listening to this on a podcast form, if you haven't seen the movie, watch it on digital or wherever you can,
Yeah,
and
I
then
don't think
come
it's in the
back.
theaters anymore.
Yeah, I guess. Do you want to start with spoilers? Because I only have a couple things for spoilers.
Yeah, a couple. Okay. Yeah. So I liked how they brought Ted Cord in
Yeah,
to this, and his layer of like the
yeah,
Blue Beetle. It was like
yeah,
so 70s, and then the tech of that is like high tech, but in like the 70s era type of thing.
yeah,
It was really cool, and just to see his suits in there, I didn't expect that, and I didn't know they were gonna do like a nod to him, or
yeah,
even say that Ted Cord was the Blue Beetle,
yeah,
because in technically in the DCU you didn't hear about Ted Cord in
yeah.
the past.
Well, I had a feeling Ted Cord was going to be mentioned just because they
Yeah,
had Jenny Cord.
right, but I mean, you didn't know. At least I didn't know he was going to be like known as the Blue Beetle.
Oh, I had a feeling he was just. It was, I think it was more so based on the trailers. They did show a scene
Oh, okay.
in the lair.
Yeah, that's a good
I will
point.
say the layer itself, although cool, it did based on like the design and how everything looked.
Mhm.
It did kind of made me think of CW production
Yeah, yeah.
slightly.
With the arrow.
Like not knocking on it, but it did make me think of CW a bit in production
I,
wise.
you know what? You could say that production wise, it's practical because
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think those suits were CGI.
no, but overall the layer was cool. I do like that they mentioned Ted Cord and you kind of see him because there's a moment when they do get to the lair.
Hmm.
It's located at Jenny's old mansion that
Yeah,
has
that's
been
abandoned.
abandoned. And so, while you're there, you also see this portrait of Ted Cord with Jenny's mom and Jenny as a child.
Yeah.
And fun fact, the director said if they are able to make a second Blue Beetle film, he
Yeah.
wants Jason Sudeikis as Ted Cord.
Oh God. I'm for it. I'm for it. Come on. Let's make it happen.
I know, right? Like I think it works. Like
Yeah.
yeah. So they said they wanted Jason Sudeikis. But I guess on that Ted Cord subject, I also liked at the end of the movie there's that small reveal like Ted Cord's alive.
Right.
Because
I was
you
like,
hear
oh
it on the
shit.
walkie-talkie, you hear it on like the comms, like Ted Cord's alive, or something like that, and I'm like, oh, like James
Yeah.
Gunn, make this happen at least.
Right? I was like, oh shit, dude.
We
I was,
also
I was
talked the fact that James Gunn has been promoting this movie, saying that Blue Beetle, Xolo's Blue Beetle, will be part of the DCU.
dude, I'm
So
excited.
that means like, he hasn't said if the story will continue, like will be a part of the DCU,
Right.
but this
Or
version of Blue Beetle
mhm.
will be part of the DCU. So that's exciting.
That is exciting. Yeah. I don't think they would do like a soft reboot for him. Maybe they'll just be
Yeah,
like, oh, hey, he's Blue Beetle. And it's
yeah,
kind of like a continuation.
yeah,
Since people already saw it, we'll just, there's no need to do another reboot or
yeah.
a reboot of them. Just throw them in
Um,
there.
Another thing I wanted to mention really quick. This is more so fun fact.
Yeah.
Uh, Big Belly Burger, huge thing in the DC universe itself, like in general.
Hmm.
Like it's a big restaurant. You see it in like the Arrowverse. You've seen it in animation in the comics. So it was cool to finally see that in like
Live action.
reality. Yeah,
Right.
in live action to see Big Belly Burger.
On the big screen.
Yeah, so that was cool. I just want to mention that really quick.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
little Easter egg that you
yeah,
just threw in there.
yeah. So it was nice.
One thing I wanted to mention was going back to the mansion with Tech.
Yeah.
You see the Power Glove, the Nintendo
Oh
Power
yeah,
Glove.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
shit.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
I was
And then
surprised they made that.
it creates that like projection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
cool.
I was like, they're finally using it. Like it's been so
You could also
long.
tell they saved on production
They,
by just by grabbing that
you
glove
know
and being like, "Oh,
what?
it does this."
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with that because I mean that just like brings it back to how like when Ted Cord was the Blue
Because
Beetle. The,
they explained it too. Like he wasn't chosen by the Scarab,
right.
so to compensate, he decides to create technology that's comparable to the Blue Scarab.
He's basically Batman.
Yeah.
The Blue
Um.
Beetle, Batman.
I guess one thing the last thing I really had to
Hmm.
mention was Jaime's dad, um, and his heart attack.
Dude, that was oof, oof,
Yeah, like so
oof.
basically,
That got me.
Susan Sarandon's character Victoria Cord, Victoria, right? I think it's Victoria.
Yeah, it's Victoria.
She shows up at the Reyes family's house with like armed guards, and they basically
Mhm.
try to surround the family to get Jaime to show up.
See, it's easy.
They to get Jaime to show up, and there's this moment where like they're constantly shooting back the shot of Jaime's dad and his sister trying to escape while
Yep,
Jaime's fighting off the guards, and I was like, oh, I
you
feel
can
like
feel it.
something's gonna happen to his dad.
You know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, and then his dad in that moment gets a heart attack, and I
Yeah,
just feel so heartbroken for the family.
serious, right?
Yeah, because you see him throughout the movie. He's been the cornerstone of the family.
Yeah,
Like really,
it's
the
kind of like the
optimistic.
glue.
Yeah, he's the optimistic one. Like
Hmm.
whatever happens, we'll make it through. And like even when it comes to donating money,
Yeah,
or like
or
you
just
know,
tips to
yeah, giving
servers because he was like
tipping
they
higher.
make shit. Yeah,
Yeah, so that was really heartbreaking, and also like there's that final moment where Jaime connects with the Scarab, like fully connects with it,
hmm,
and he sees his dad in like this realm.
yeah. It was kind of like celestial type of
Yeah, and
thing.
because his dad said, like they mentioned in the beginning of the movie, his dad says like, I'm looking for my purpose of why
Hmm.
I'm here, right? And then at the end, he's like, I found my purpose. It was to be
Yeah,
here
man.
at this moment to help you, you know, find your way. And I'm like, oh no, like, sir,
Yeah,
you literally crossed the border for your family. Don't tell me like this was your purpose. You've
that
done so
was. I
much
mean,
more than that.
that was the most meaningful, I guess,
Yeah, yeah,
just because he's saving his son.
yeah,
If you think
true.
about it.
Yeah, and so like that was big, and then yeah, that was like the last thing I had on my notes to really talk about.
Yeah, well, on an upbeat, my last thing was the LG Wing makes an appearance at the end.
The LG Wing.
Yeah, the cell phone. The last
Oh,
smartphone LG came out with before they're like, hey, we're
we're not
actually
gonna make
pulling
phones
out.
anymore.
Yeah, but we'll leave you with this like $1,000 sliding phone.
Oh, yeah,
Mm,
yeah, yeah. I forgot
yeah,
about
and
that. Yeah.
yeah, and at the end when Victoria was in the battleship, oh shit, oh no, 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 don't switch.
What happened?
I was just a thing popped up, be like, oh, do you want to switch the audio input? I was like,
Ah.
no, don't switch. Testing. Okay. Anyways, so at the end of the scene with the helicopter, Victoria pulls out her phone,
Mhm.
and you can see that it's like already open and it slides, so it's like a
Yeah.
T-shaped, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
got
I
like
remember now.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, stuff on there,
But
and I was like,
also,
Sailgy Wing,
also, if you mention that, I'm like Victoria. Wait, you say Victoria or you mean Jenny?
Victoria.
Victoria?
Yeah, cord.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I remember now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she had the phone.
I forgot because
Yeah, I know.
I thought you meant Jenny. I was like this whole. I was
No,
like Jenny had that phone.
not
Yeah,
Jenny.
no. Now that I think
Victoria.
about it though, like Victoria, I was like Victoria, you own a business. You could afford like any other phone.
Not budget wise, man.
No, but it makes sense.
Honestly, I
It makes
think
sense.
the
It makes sense she doesn't have an iPhone because Apple doesn't allow villains to have
villains, not
iPhones.
villains. Yeah. But also, I think it's because that phone looks futuristic,
Ah, true.
and the city that they're in is slightly futuristic,
Yeah.
but not as futuristic as some.
Can we mention? I like the aesthetic of the movie. It felt
Mhm.
very much like cyberpunk,
Yeah, I did.
right? I really liked it. It felt like the colors too, like how they're like the blues and the blacks,
Hmm.
like how they just kind of contrast with each other. It was really nice to see. And then the music too.
Music
Felt
was great.
music to me felt like Tron Legacy.
Ooh, yeah.
You remember like kind of like that techno vibe? It
Mm-hmm.
felt like that.
A little techno and pop in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. I enjoyed it.
I liked it a lot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should go out and watch it if you haven't.
Oh, that was all you had left?
Yeah, that's all I had.
Oh, I thought you had a lot more because you're like, I have a long list. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
I I didn't. I said I had quite a bit, but yeah, that's all I really just want to
Oh.
say.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Honestly, I probably once it gets out on digital, I'll probably buy it on
Mm,
digital.
yeah,
It
I
might
might
even be on digital now. Let me actually check really quick.
honestly, I might even buy the steel case for it.
Oh, steel case. What quality is steel case? Is it 4K?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a console that I don't have anything that plays 4K other than my TV itself. I don't.
Well, it's like 4K, and I think there's a Blu-ray disc in there.
But 4K Blu-ray, right?
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, I don't have a console or like a DVD player that plays 4K.
yeah, but you can still play it on your PlayStation 4.
Can you?
Can't you? Not yeah, it just wouldn't be in 4K or.
Oh, I
I mean,
thought
it also comes with like a digital download.
ah, because I thought if it's 4K, you would have it only plays in 4K. That was my understanding. I didn't know if it worked that way or not.
Um, I don't know. Get a
If
PS5.
anyone out there, please comment down below
No one's gonna
or let
comment
us
on
know.
this.
You know.
I don't know.
Let me check really quick. Blue Beetle. Oh, it's right now. It's currently on pre-order, so it's not on digital.
Pre-order. Might pre-order it. Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, I'd totally recommend watching it. I
Yes.
think it's a fun movie. It's not story-wise, it's not gonna be anything groundbreaking, but it like
Not like the Nolan series.
plot-wise, it's not gonna be anything groundbreaking. But
No.
I really enjoy the family. I think the family dynamic is really what holds it together.
Yeah, and it's just all around a fun movie. Just rewatch.
Yeah.
Have a good time when.
Yeah. Oh, right on time. I think my cousin's here too.
Hey, look at that! All right, cool.
All right. Yeah. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube.
Yeah, we have to
Comment,
change our
subscribe,
Instagram name.
and I guess we'll talk to you guys later.
Cool. See you on the funny pages.
All right. Later.